Hello, Appalachian Living family. So if you have some leftover ham either from your Sunday supper, Easter, or Christmas, we're getting ready to make a delicious ham and potato soup, so you can use some of those leftovers up. So in my little stock pot I have here is about 4.5 cups of water, and then to it I'm going to add 2 rounded tablespoons, maybe 2.5 of this powdered chicken bouillon. But if you already have like a chicken broth or something, you can use it. That's fine. And if you want to go ahead and add some pepper into it, you can. Add just a little bit. Whoops. Now normally I have some onion. I don't have any onion to add to this, but if you'd like to dice up an onion to add in here, that'd be good. But we're going to go ahead and add our potatoes. This is about 4.5 cups of potatoes. You can use as little or as much as you want. I have 1 stalk of celery that I've got finely diced. How much was that? That was 1/3 cup. I found it in my fridge. And then you can add your onion if you have onion. And then I'm going to add about 1 cup of diced ham. So while our soup is over here trying to come to a simmer, we're going to make a little roux. And the rule of thumb I've always been taught is for however many tablespoons of butter you have, you need to use that amount in flour. So I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to let that melt, and when it melts I'm going to add in my all-purpose flour, 5 tablespoons of it, and then we'll stir it up. Here's what all that glorious beautiful soup looks like while we make our roux. Alright, so as you can see, our butter has melted, and we are going to go ahead and dump in our flour. And I already have off to the side 2 cups of milk waiting. You want to go ahead and have it pre-measured. If you want to use canned milk, you can. If you want to use half and half, heavy whipping cream, or a mixture of everything, you go right ahead. Now that right there is whole milk. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our milk. Usually I like to do a little at a time and then stir, but because my tripod isn't as good as the last one, it's doing this one-handed, but it will begin, put that back on the eye, it'll begin to thicken up quite nicely. Something that I forgot to mention is if you don't want to use butter and you have some bacon grease, and you have 5 tablespoons of bacon grease, or however much you want to use readily available, yes, you may use bacon grease instead of butter, and it's still quite delicious. Alright, it is starting to get nice and thick. And once it gets to the right consistency, we're going to add it to our potato soup, or ham and potato soup. Alright. Go ahead and cut the heat off. We're going to get ready to add it. Okay, so it is nice and thick. Look at how thick and creamy that is. That's deliciousness right there. Now if you like a really thick potato soup, then you can add some instant mashed potatoes to it, and it will help thicken it up. Take it off. Whoops, sorry about that. Went for a ride. So that's what it looks like, and we're going to bring it to a boil, and then turn it down to a simmer. And let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes until the potatoes are done. Don't laugh, my son took off with my ladle and he hasn't brought it back. So I'm using a measuring cup to take some out. Oh Lord, it looks so good. there it is. I hope y'all enjoy.